You know when you film your intro a few times and you start to realize you don't have a personality? That's me right now. Hi guys. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kiana and hope you guys are having a great day. I'm really excited to be filming this video today because I've been really aching to do, I guess not aching to do, but like I've been wanting to film a college advice video for you guys because I have been in college for quite some time now. I'm a senior this year. You guys already know this. Just again, if you are new, I'm Kiana. I'm a marketing major. I just want to state that because I feel like people are always asking what major I am. I am marketing. So there you have it. Like I said, I've been wanting to do a Q&A video, so I rounded up some questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. I just asked on my story. Follow me on Instagram if you want to be involved with those things from now on. So yeah, super straightforward. I'm just going to be telling you guys about my experience, my college experience, and just spilling some tea. You know how we do. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys are just starting college, then hopefully some of this advice will help you. So anyway, without further ado, let's hop into it. Alright, so I was asked this question a few times actually, but Kelsey Carmel says, what are your plans after you graduate college? Good question, sis. As of right now, I'm probably going to be coming home after college and just living with my parents because life is expensive. I definitely want to find some kind of marketing job, obviously. That's my major. I'm really trying to go into creative marketing or advertising. I've talked to some of you guys in my DMs before about this, and I'm looking for something creative. And if that means moving to LA to find a cooler job, then that might be the path that I take. I don't really want to live in LA that badly because it is just like a cluster, but I could probably see myself living there for a little bit. I had an internship this summer, so hopefully that'll beef up my resume and will get me a job after college once I get my degree. So honestly, my plans are pretty contingent on if I find a job in SoCal, and if not, then I'm going to be coming back home. So yeah, that's basically my terrible answer to that question. Okay, so Jesse asked, being in college and having a YouTube, how do you schedule and prioritize? Okay, so for the past 2 semesters, I have had a very light workload because I was only taking 4 classes in a semester. The only reason why I was doing this was because it was fine to space out my classes more. Some of you guys know that I had a lot of AP credits, so I kind of got out of a few classes. YouTube is obviously like a lot of work, and I feel like a lot of the time it kind of becomes, oh, should I go out with my friends or should I stay home and film a video? And like sometimes you just have to make that decision to prioritize like your goals before your social life and stuff like that. Life gets in the way. You obviously want to make time for your friends. A lot of my happiness is derived from relationships and maintaining those relationships. Also keeping some kind of documentation of like your schedule and stuff. This can be a planner. Personally, I use my phone, and this probably isn't the best way to organize for most of you guys, but I actually really go in depth with my notes on my phone. I'm just gonna show you like an example. I have a bunch of just like video ideas up here. I do the little check bubbles, and these check bubbles are amazing because you can just click on it once you've finished it. Further down on the list, I just have like to-do list bitch, and this basically just tells me all the things I have to get done. I just have like a very extensive notes section on my phone, and that has been helping me so much. Next question. Oh yeah, so another person actually asked me, when are you graduating? Which job do you want? By the way, I'm watching you for a long time. I love you. I love you too. Thank you so much for watching me for so long. Like that means so much to me. I have 2 more semesters, senior year, just 2 more semesters and I'm done. I feel like a lot of people at SDSU, they do 5 years because it's really impacted, but like it's possible to graduate early if you really get on your shit. So, and like I said, who knows what job I'm gonna get, but definitely something in creative marketing. That could honestly mean a lot of things, and I feel like I'm not being specific enough, but it's honestly because I personally don't know what I'm gonna end up doing or like what I'm gonna be able to find after college. The job search, even for like internships, has been pretty difficult for me. I feel like there really isn't much, and like for internships, a lot of them don't pay. Okay, someone else asked how to be confident, and this wasn't exactly tied to college advice, but I feel like this can tie into it pretty well. Just being how to be confident as a freshman when you're first coming into college. Honestly, when I was coming into college as a freshman, I was still super shy and awkward, and honestly, like, who was she? I've definitely flourished a lot since then, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. I really gained a lot of my confidence through YouTube. I feel like for me, I gained more confidence by living in the dorms, just kind of branching out to more people, because we're on a communal floor where like you have the same bathrooms, you're talking to people all the time. I had a single room, so obviously I was kind of shut off from that, and you just have to take that extra step to go reach out to other people first. That's how I met my friend Tuya, and I just went up to her room and I was like, hey, what's up? What's cracking? I don't think I said that, but you kind of just want to put yourself out there, and I feel like a lot of those relationships that you're going to start building are definitely going to boost your confidence. The more people you talk to, I feel like you're going to become more confident, and you just want to find the right people, because obviously people can make you not confident if they're being rude to you. Also, it's good just to look in the mirror all the time and be like, who's that? She's a boss. And I think the main underlying message here is that you just need to overcome any self-doubt that you may have. I don't know, I feel like self-confidence just comes with time. Like I said, like just building relationships and just having more people that are going to support you, that obviously will help build up your confidence. So Kristen asked me tips on how to take notes during lectures. Most of my classes allow laptops. For me, because I am a quick typer, like taking notes on my laptop has just been easy for me. Handwriting your notes is always more helpful. It sticks in your mind more because you have to think about what is the most important thing. Taking notes during lectures, especially when your professor talks really fast, it's like really hard to get down everything that you want. So that's why I do resort to my laptop most of the times, but I feel like there isn't a very good way for me to take notes. I just like doing it on my laptop because you are able to edit it and like switch things around. Like if you want to like switch the placement of things, I like to be able to bold them online. It's just really nice. Those are the only tips that I have. I only really like taking them on my laptop. Marin asked me, what's your least favorite aspect about SDSU? Okay, so here is some tea, sis. So I feel like most of you guys are gonna think that I'm gonna say sorority stuff because Greek life is very, very heavy at my school. But honestly, like, I don't really care. This doesn't have to do with sororities directly, but I will just say that when you're at our school, you definitely feel like you're gonna be judged. And I don't know if it's because it's like a hot girl, hot guy school. Also, one more thing, I feel like a thing about SDSU is obviously SDSU has a party school reputation, and I feel like because it is not like a super hard school to get into, that there are a lot of people who kind of just party and take it for granted. That was a really bad answer. There really isn't anything I really hate about SDSU. I've been having a good time. So another question is advice going into sophomore year of SDSU. Love you. When I was going into sophomore year, I was more alone than usual because going from a dorm into my own apartment, my friend Tuya, we lived together sophomore year in an apartment, and she had a job, so like when she was gone, I was just with my other two roommates, and my other two roommates, we were randomly assigned. Sophomore year, if you are going to be transitioning from a dorm into an apartment, get ready to not be as involved as you were freshman year. This is when you have to really step out and meet new people. When you get to college freshman year, you're going to be really motivated because it's a new atmosphere. You're like excited to be there, but sophomore year, that's probably going to fizzle out just a little bit. So you just need to keep that mentality of just reach out to people. You don't want to like start losing friends and like just because of your living situation changing or something like that. Please join a club or some kind of activity. As a sophomore, I really recommend you to join a club because it will help you and you'll meet new people. A good thing for you to join would be the intramural sports or something like that. I did intramural freshman and sophomore year. I did soccer, and that can be super, super fun. I personally was a free agent, so I joined a random team and it was like guys and girls. So that was kind of a mistake. I don't recommend doing that unless you're really good at like running fast. Basically keeping up with guys that are way faster than you. Highly recommend if you have your ARC membership, then totally do intramural. It's literally comes with your membership for the gym. A good way to stay fit, and it's exciting. You always have a game every week, and I just think that's a cool thing to do, especially when you're younger in college, because you can keep that athletic thing that you might have had during high school and not lose it just yet. Laura asked me, how was college for you and what are some of your best memories? I would overall say college has been really, really good for me. I remember freshman year there was a time when I got a little bit sad, and I feel like a lot of that was because I couldn't find like my group. I just found like random people that I connected with, but I feel like I never had that official solid group of friends. When you join a sorority, obviously you're gonna have that whole big girl group, and you never know if that's going to be superficial or not, but most of the time it isn't, and you have really, really good girlfriends with like great relationships. So like I've had my ups and downs, basically. That's what I'm just trying to say. But overall, I've been having a good time now, and I've found my group more. I feel like the group kind of just consolidated a little bit, and college has just been fun for me because I try to stay decently busy. For me, it's been mainly just like keeping up with the social life, and doing YouTube has been such a big help into making my college experience like way better. I honestly think that's because vlogging is super fun and I love showing you guys my life and just helping you guys out with like whoa, what's college gonna be like when I go? College has just been good because my friends, there are a lot of fun things to do in San Diego, and it's just a really nice location. And then to answer the second part of that question, what are some of my best memories? Honestly, it's really hard to pinpoint any because everything kind of is just like a blur. Not that I've been like not fully there. I feel like I've just done a bunch of things that I've overall enjoyed a lot. I feel like most of my best memories are just hanging out with my friends and like doing random things, and I feel like that's a lot of what other people think too. Late night fast food runs. So a huge part of my college experience was obviously living in a dorm freshman year. That was probably one of my favorite experiences just because it was so different and something that I'm not going to get again, so I just think it was really cool. And I got to meet a lot of people and like experience living with people on the same floor, just having that weird community where you can just go to the common room and just hang out with people. So next question is, where's the best place to rent books? See if there's a cheaper option, but usually buying it through the publisher, just the online code, is cheaper than the bookstore. Bookstore honestly is a ripoff. I just don't recommend you going there unless it's completely necessary. I was also asked by the same person, what do you wear to parties? Okay, here's a more fun little question. Dressing myself has always been a struggle. I'm really grateful that I've been doing collaborations with companies now so I can actually get some new pieces without breaking my wallet. What I typically wear to parties, it depends on what kind of party. If I'm going to a frat party, I'll probably throw on my like medium wash high-waisted skinny jeans from Topshop. Those have been a classic clothing item that I wear constantly to parties. So I feel like high-waisted jeans are an essential for parties. And then I'll usually throw on a tube top because frat parties, you don't have to look like you're going to a bar or anything. You don't have to be fancy. You're kind of just trying to be like cute, you know? And I feel like cute for me is just wearing a tube top because you're showing some shoulder and it's breathable because your armpits are free. And I feel like at frat parties it can get pretty humid and disgusting, so good luck to you. But now that I'm 21, I'm gonna be going to bars and going to PB, going downtown maybe. I'm not really sure yet. I'm gonna have to step up my fashion game, but more like add more jewelry and maybe like a more classy looking top, and then maybe black skinny jeans with my black booties. I was also asked, how difficult are business classes? If any of you guys go to a harder school, obviously you're gonna think, oh, SDSU, it's a breeze. Some classes are a breeze, and I'm not gonna lie about that. I have taken a numerous amount of classes that have been very simple. Stats 119, that's your first stats class. That was the easiest thing in my entire existence. There are a decent amount of classes that are pretty hard. I would say that accounting, both accounting classes, accounting 201 and 202, those were a pain in the ass. Personally, 202 was pretty simple for me because I understood it better for some reason. 201 with Debosky, that was some hard shit. If any of you guys are going to be business majors at San Diego State, be prepared to work hard, go the extra mile in that class, because you're at least going to want to have a decent amount of accounting knowledge if you're going to be going into a business job. And then another class that I thought I was actually going to fail, and I never failed classes, struggling in finance. First midterm, I got an 88. I was pumped. 88 is still not the highest I could get, but I was like happy enough where I was like, okay, I'm fine. Then comes around the second midterm, and he made this midterm 300 points, which is double the amount of the first midterm, because he wanted to like make it harder and make the harder stuff more valuable. So basically I got a 50 something with the curve. I was honestly having a hard time coming to terms with that, and I was telling my roommates that I was gonna fail that class, but surprisingly I passed because the final I did well on. And everyone failed that midterm that I'm talking about. Really, everybody in that class got like a 60 or a 50. So like, he knew after the exam, he was like, wow, you guys failed that. The test was overwhelmingly difficult, and there were questions about stocks and stuff like that I didn't even know. Just gonna say, be ready for like some difficult classes. Yeah, I feel like those are the hardest classes I've taken, just accounting and finance. Okay, Elena asked me tips on living with a roommate, and I actually have never lived with a roommate before. I have been in an apartment where we share a bathroom. I'm actually sharing a bathroom in my house this year. It's the three of us in one bathroom. I feel like this kind of ties into living with a roommate. You kind of just need to set some rules. I feel like something that I'm going to be doing this year more is having more of a schedule, holding people responsible for what they're supposed to be doing. If you're going to be sharing a room with someone, set some boundaries. Just know like what you're not supposed to do. Keep everyone accountable. Stay organized and clean. Don't leave your food all over the place because that stinks up the room. Those are just a few things that I've noticed from just like having friends that have roommates. Trisha asked me, is it easier to make friends if you're in a sorority? And how do you manage to party with hard classes? Yes, it is way easier to make friends in a sorority. If you think you're gonna have a hard time meeting people on your own, then I highly recommend joining a sorority. Or at least just rushing, because rushing does help you meet some people. Yeah, if any of you guys didn't know, I did rush sophomore year. I don't consider it a mistake. I've never wanted to be in a sorority because I feel like there are too many commitments. I think I've said this before, but it definitely opened me up a lot, and I feel like that's also another way that I became more confident, just tying that back into that old question that I was asked. And how do I manage to party with hard classes? I feel like I haven't had a super big issue with partying getting in the way of classes. I always prioritize my class, and keep in mind I don't party that often, so that might also be a reason why. Rox M. Perez asked me about budgeting. I feel like it's a very important thing about college, and I feel like a lot of YouTubers don't talk about budgeting that much. I try to keep my expenses low by only spending about $30 each time I go to Trader Joe's, and I feel like this has been working really well because you can get a lot for $30 at Trader Joe's. If I ever do run out of something that I want, I'll definitely go back that same week and pick it up, but it's not gonna run me more than like $40 a week. I'm paying for Spotify, I'm paying for Adobe Creative Suite, so like those always take out money out of my account like every month, so I kind of just have to think about that and keep that in mind. Making trade-offs is something you're gonna have to get used to because you can't always say yes to everything. Just understand that you don't have to do everything that your friends are doing. Just prioritize the most essential items. Groceries are obviously very essential, so I would definitely put that up at the top. You also want to make sure you have tampons. Tampons are really expensive, so if you're going through tons of tampons, I highly recommend getting on birth control because that is gonna save you some money, girl. Just because I haven't had a job during school, I have been working hard over the summer, and I made a lot of money this summer, and I have my YouTube income as well, and I try not to spend like that much of it. And something that I'm going to be doing now is tracking all my expenses, and now that I'm living in a house we have to pay utilities on our own. I'm in charge of electricity and internet. I feel like this is going to be a good responsibility for me to have, and I've been just tracking all of our monthly expenses on an Excel spreadsheet. Using Excel to map out your expenses, super helpful tip. Yeah, I guess that's basically all I have to say about budgeting. I feel like that wasn't very good. But Nat Next Door asked me any tips on juggling being in a relationship and being a student. Okay, so this goes back to when I was in a relationship sophomore year until like mid junior year, and I was doing long distance, as most of you guys know. For me, because I didn't have a job, it wasn't super hard to juggle being in a relationship, but you really want to make some time at the end of each day if that's like the best time for you guys to talk and stuff. Also, it really depends on if you're in a long distance or if you're like in a normal close relationship. We'd FaceTime almost like every other day. I also don't want to tell you guys that it's integral to text them all the time because you guys obviously need to have your own lives. I'm just gonna say, being in a long distance relationship, it kind of showed me like I don't want to be on my phone that much, and it's kind of annoying if you're like hanging out with your other friends and you're on your phone a lot. So also for normal relationships, sometimes people get sick of each other because you spend too much time with them, so just make sure that there are boundaries. Like you should be able to spend enough time with your friends and your significant other. Okay, well I feel like that wraps up this whole video. I know that was kind of all over the place, but I hope you guys got more of an understanding of like my background, my experience in college. I don't want to make this video too long, so thank you so much for watching. I really hope it was helpful, and if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me, especially on Instagram. Like my DMs are open. If you want to chat, I can help you guys with anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.